I want to talk about hand walking for a minute, which is what we're doing right now. We're on our way back from a trail ride. We had a pretty good ride today, although it looks like it's going to rain any second now, so hopefully we get back before then. But hand walking is something I do quite a lot, and sometimes I think people wonder why the heck I do it as much as I do, so I just wanted to explain. There's a couple reasons for it, and it's totally dependent on, what horse I'm riding. In his case, a lot of times I walk to and from the trailhead for a couple of reasons. There's a section of road that I really don't like riding on. It's a short section, but it goes around a curve, and a lot of times drivers are jerks, and they'll speed up to go by you or whatever. And he's also petrified of horse and buggies, and a lot of times we'll come across those. So it's a safety thing in that instance. I have a lot more control of his reaction on the ground than I do when I'm on his back, especially when we're on the road. There's a difference between being brave and pushing through and just being foolish. And in my mind, pushing that while you're on the road where you get hit by a car would be foolish, not brave. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is if he's feeling real feisty, sometimes just the hand walking for a couple minutes, or the whole way here, I think it's about 10 minutes, that can help get his mind a little calmer for when I get on. So it's a better way to set the ride up for success. Really, every ride I do in some way, shape, or form, I do hand walk, because every time before I get on, if I'm starting in the ring, I walk around 1 to 3 times around the ring, and that's with every horse before every ride. And again, it's horse dependent how many times I do it, but I do it every time because I do not tighten the girth in the barn. I don't think anybody should do that. I walk around first and then I tighten the girth. That could be a whole nother video in itself, but that's one of the reasons why. And also, if your horse is very antsy or uptight or very nervous for some reason, I don't want to get on a horse who's in that state of mind. The goal should be, in my opinion, when you get on a horse, they should be in a fairly calm state of mind. That is setting the ride up for success. If you're starting out getting on a horse who's already uptight and nervy and oh my gosh, you're not setting the ride up for success. So if that means you need to walk around 10 times, circling and weaving, whatever you have to do, I like the horse to achieve some level of calm before I get on. And a lot of times, just simply hand walking them around can do that. So that's one of the reasons I do it too. But the other thing is, we're on our way back right now from the trail, and on the way home is when I want the horse to be at their calmest. He wants to be in the video too. And yeah, could we achieve that while I'm on him? Sure. But he's going to be extra calm while I'm on the ground, because he's braver when I'm on the ground, because he doesn't have to be the lead horse because I'm here in front of him. So he gets that brain break. And sometimes that's all it takes to help bring their heart rate down and their breathing down. And that's what I want when we're on our way home, because this is cool down time. I don't want him to get all hype and tensed on the way back, because then I'm going to have to spend more time cooling him down once we get back to the barn. So this is just another reason to do that. And also, you can use the time you're hand walking to work on some ground manners. Does your horse stop when you stop? Do they back up when you back up? If you pick up a little jog, are they going to trot beside you? All those things you can be practicing during that hand walking time. And I consider those to be fairly basic things, but yet I've encountered a ton of horses who can't do those things because they were never taught. And in my mind, that's a very basic ground manners thing. So a lot of times, especially if he's feeling a little fresh or feisty, we'll do that on the way to or from the trailhead. We'll be working on those ground manners because it gets his mind in work mode. So he's focusing on me and not on the outside stimulus. So those are just a few reasons that I hand walk, and I spend a lot of time doing it. I think it's important, and I think it's something that's really undervalued by a lot of people because it's not the fun part. But, you have to do those boring things. They're very important things. So, it's as boring as you make it. So I'm gonna enjoy our walk back. I just felt a raindrop, so maybe we'll walk a little bit faster. But that's my 2 cents on hand walking.